When you hear the name Leonardo da Vinci, you probably think of the Mona Lisa, right? But being a painter, well, that was just one of his many hats. We're going to explore a completely different side of him. The man who, back in 15th century Italy, decided to challenge the very laws of nature.
See, he wasn't just slapping paint on a canvas. Oh no, he was trying to crack the code of the universe itself.
And to do that, he had to venture into some pretty dark places no one else dared to even look. So this isn't the story you think you know about some Renaissance genius. This is the story of the secrets he dragged into the light.
You know, back in his own time, not everyone saw Leonardo as a genius. In fact, to his neighbors, his obsessive curiosity just seemed unnatural, maybe even dangerous. They would whisper that he had, get this, a demonic mind.
And that reputation, it all started when he was just a kid. While other children were out playing, Leonardo was completely lost in his own world. He'd spend hours, just mesmerized by a fly's wing or obsessed with the physics of how water flows. Legend has it that a huge turning point came when he explored a dark, scary cave. What he found in there changed him forever. Was it just primal fear he discovered in the darkness? Or did he stumble upon some kind of ancient secret that set him on this incredible path?
And that path led him to some, let's just say, bizarre habits. For instance, the text you're looking at here, it's all backwards. This was Leonardo's signature thing, mirror writing. To read any of his thousands of pages of notes, you'd literally have to hold a mirror up to them.
Which, of course, brings up the big question. Why? Why go to all that trouble? Was he just trying to protect his revolutionary and, let's be honest, often heretical ideas from the prying eyes of the church? Or was there a stranger reason? Some people have even wondered, was he writing for someone or something on the other side of the mirror?
But his secrets weren't just hidden in code on paper. Nope, some of them were buried 6 feet under. And this is where our story takes a much darker, much more gruesome turn, as we dive into his obsession with the secrets of the dead.
30. Actually more than 30. That's the conservative estimate of how many human corpses Leonardo illegally dissected. Now you have to understand, in his time, this was a massive sin and a huge crime. You could be put to death for it. So he had to do it all in secret, having bodies stolen from graveyards in the dead of night and brought to his hidden workshop.
Can you just picture that? A dark room lit by candlelight, surrounded by decaying bodies, and there in the middle is Leonardo, just calmly sketching away. But through this totally forbidden work, he literally unlocked the human body's code. He was the first person to correctly identify the heart's valves, the first to accurately draw a fetus in the womb. These were groundbreaking discoveries that official medicine wouldn't catch up to for centuries.
But was it really all for science? The rumors flying around were way more chilling. They whispered that Leonardo wasn't just mapping muscles and veins. He was searching for something deeper, the physical location, the very pathway of the human soul.
So you have this guy completely obsessed with the spark of life, which makes what comes next a huge contradiction. Because this same man was also one of history's most imaginative weapons designers. This is the great paradox of Leonardo, the pacifist who created machines of destruction.
And this just shows you how ridiculously far ahead of his time he truly was. Just look at this table. He designed an armored vehicle, essentially a tank, around 1487. The first real tanks didn't show up for over 400 years. He designed and built a model of a mechanical knight, the world's first robot, in 1495. The industrial robot wasn't invented until 1961. And his design for an aerial screw in 1493 is the clear ancestor of the helicopter, which came about in the 1930s. This wasn't just invention, it was practically prophecy.
But here's the twist. It's the detail that reveals the man inside the machine. In many of his deadliest designs, Leonardo intentionally included a single hidden flaw, a misaligned gear, a faulty lever, that would make the entire weapon totally useless. Think about that. He was a man who could imagine total war, but he built in a secret off switch.
So this internal conflict, this creator versus destroyer thing, it wasn't just in his weapon designs. It's also hidden inside his art. Because with Leonardo, you have to understand, a painting is never just a painting. His most famous works are complex containers, packed with hidden codes and scientific secrets.
And of course, we have to talk about the Mona Lisa. Her eyes, they seem to follow you, right? And her famous smile seems to shift between happy and sad. But the real secrets,
They're under the surface. X-rays have revealed different paintings hidden under that final layer. So who is she? Is it a secret self-portrait of Leonardo in female form, or maybe the symbol of a secret society he belonged to? But maybe his most incredible secret is hidden in the Last Supper. An Italian musician made this absolutely stunning discovery. By drawing a musical staff across the painting and using the apostles' hands and the loaves of bread as notes, a real piece of music emerges. A hauntingly beautiful 40-second requiem hidden in plain sight for 500 years. Just wow. But perhaps all of these pursuits, the art, the science, the machines, were all aimed at one ultimate goal that consumed him more than anything else: his obsession with flight.
He spent countless hours just watching birds, filling notebook after notebook with designs for parachutes, gliders, and that famous helicopter. People thought he was mad, a man trying to defy God. But Leonardo, he knew it was possible. He wrote with total confidence, "One day, man will touch the clouds without wings." He was designing a future he would never, ever live to see.
And that brings us to the end of his life, and to the final, most profound piece of this whole puzzle, his last mystery. On his deathbed, the man who changed the world uttered these haunting words: "I have offended God and mankind because my work did not reach the quality it should have." Can you believe that? The mind that produced the Mona Lisa and imagined human flight died believing he had failed. What unfinished work could he possibly have been talking about? He left behind thousands of pages in his coded notebooks, but here's the thing: a huge portion of them have just been lost to history. So we have to ask, what was on those missing pages? Were their inventions even more advanced than we can imagine? What secrets did he discover that he ultimately decided the world was not ready for?
So in the end, who was Leonardo da Vinci? An artist, an inventor, or something more? Perhaps the simplest answer is also the most mind-bending, that he wasn't a man of the 15th century at all, but a man from the future, who was simply born in the wrong time.